The mission of U.S. Naval Hospital Naples is to promote, protect, and restore the readiness, health, and well-being of those entrusted to us. In celebration of Patient Safety Week, we finished the week highlighting a Naples family who experienced our patient care firsthand. Please listen to the Hawley family as they share their experience.
With us today is the Hawley family. Last month during the delivery of their baby, there was a medical emergency. Mr. and Mrs. Hawley, how did the hospital keep you and your family safe?
I mean, everything happened so fast. She had such a good pregnancy, a good labor, up until the point the water broke. Due to the condition vasopravia, everything went south.
Obstetric emergencies, from the very beginnings, when a physician in training who's going to do obstetrics goes through that process, the ability to quickly deliver a child that might be in distress is essentially the primary skill that you're taught as a surgeon. When you go to other locations for care, you realize that as a surgeon, you're not the only person affecting the outcome. It is your nursing staff, your surgical staff, your anesthesia provider. And in a location like we have in Naples, the motto of you should perform the same way you practice. And that's never truer than it is today, because this hospital trains consistently every single Thursday. We're training in our Code Purple drills or our Code Blue drills to gain efficiencies, to improve our methods, to improve our communication, so that when something happens for real, our people perform the same way they train day in and day out. And so the outcomes that were very beneficial to have here are largely because our team is committed to training. That's what we do here in Naples. That's what we try to do everywhere in Navy medicine. But this being my fifth Navy command as a hospital, I've never seen a greater focus to training, a greater attention to training.
The nurse, Kirsten Cruz, came in and checked her, couldn't find a heartbeat, and just immediately everything snapped into motion. There were what seemed like 100 people in that room in a matter of seconds.
Nurses are key members of the healthcare team. We provide ongoing assessment throughout the labor process, and if something does not look right, we immediately say something. Quick action is the key to safe patient care.
Code Purple is called. That's where she got her name, Autumn Violet.
So Code Purple is an obstetrical emergency, typically when the mother or the baby, the infant in utero, is in distress in some sort. So whether it's a hemorrhage or a baby's heart rate is decreasing, all indicators that you're going to need some extra help. Here at Naples Hospital, a Code Purple is specific because it's basically bringing all of our resources, most importantly people, to the bedside.
The whole hospital was there for us, with us. Every step of the way. Chaplain Mahan was there with me throughout the whole delivery and everything. A massive team of pediatricians, doctors, nurses, corpsmen, taking care of Autumn as soon as she came out, reviving her, bringing her back to life. We were told that Code Purple was called at 10:54, and by 11 o'clock she was born. So 6 minutes for her to be wheeled from labor and delivery and out. No questions asked. Everybody knew what to do. It seemed like it was complete chaos, but it was the most organized chaos I've ever seen.
So I think what's really fascinating about a medical code situation is that it really exemplifies some of the most critical elements of providing good medical care, and those critical elements are occurring simultaneously and in parallel. To the casual observer, or even to members of the medical staff that are participating in a code scenario, it appears like a chaotic symphony, and yet it all comes together rather beautifully, in fact. We train to this constantly so that we can make sure the communication it's not the first time we're trying to communicate in a critical situation, so that muscle memory can help drive procedural components faster, more efficiently. And so when something like this happens for real and not a training situation, we are ready to go. And I think that really shines through throughout Navy medicine, but especially here at USNH Naples in Italy.
We said several times, if it weren't for Nurse Cruz, if it weren't for the doctor kinetic, we wouldn't be holding our daughter. So we're thankful for that, and for all the other people we don't know, or we didn't see what they did. It took obviously more than them, but just we couldn't be more grateful. 73% mortality rate, we've been told, and she's here. So my wife is recovering very, very well. She was ready to be discharged within 30 hours of having a cesarean, and discharged 48 hours after having a cesarean.
Just the support that I received during that time from everybody was absolutely amazing to know how much this community really does care for their patients when a situation like this arises. It really meant a lot to me, being the mother and having this crazy thing happen to me, not knowing what was going on during that time, but just that, hey, we have to get her to the OR right away. The bits and pieces I do remember, so I'm just grateful for the care that this hospital has given us, and making us all feel safe in that time of chaos that was happening to our family.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being with us today, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Patient safety is a culture. It's getting every staff member to think about the safety of every patient, present and future, all the time. We hope you have enjoyed our patient safety videos this week. Follow us every day on Facebook to see how U.S. Naval Hospital Naples is committed to patient safety. We are U.S. Naval Hospital Naples.